Good morning, children. So in our previous class we discussed about the history lesson 1, what, where, how and when. And in that class we discussed about the early humans, what are the different type of food habits early humans had, and the dress styles of early humans and the houses in which early humans lived in. So today I am again here to discuss with you the next segments of the same lesson. Today we are focusing on finding out about the past. So children, how the historians know about the past? We all know that the people who lived in the past were not alive now. No one is there to tell us about the stories happened hundreds of years ago. Then, how did the historians know about the past? Today's class, we are discussing these informations. So, the historians mainly focus on 3 methods to collect information. They are manuscripts, then inscriptions, and archaeology. 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 So these are the main sources of information about the past. Once more, manuscripts, inscriptions and archaeology. By studying these 3 sources, historians tell us about the past stories. So let us study them in detail. First, manuscripts. So children, have you heard about manuscripts earlier? Maybe a few of you might have heard about manuscripts. So, what are manuscripts? Children, this word is derived from a Latin language. Here, manu. Manu means hand. And script. The word script means writing. So, manuscripts are the handwritten records of the past. What are manuscripts? Manuscripts are handwritten records of the past. And generally, manuscripts are written on palm leaves or bark of birch trees. These birch trees are grows in the Himalayan region. So, manuscripts are written on palm leaves. Children, those time paper was not invented. That is why people cut palm leaves into pages and tied them together to write about some information that happened in their life. So, manuscripts are handwritten records of the past on palm leaves or birch trees. Palm leaf. Palm leaves or birch trees. Bark of birch trees. And nowadays, most of the manuscripts were destroyed by insects. And these manuscripts were generally stored, kept in temples and oldest monasteries. And children, can you tell me what are the subjects this manuscript dealt with, or what all informations contains in these manuscripts. So the manuscripts deals with varieties of subjects like science, religion, medicine, painting, poems, epics, play, etc. So manuscripts are dealing with science, then religion, then epics, poems, medicine, then lives of king, then plays means dramas, then it is all these subjects are dealing by the manuscripts. By reading the manuscripts, we get information about the scientific development in those times, and we get the religious information, what type of religion people followed, and the epics. Epics means the holy books of Hindus called Ramayana and Mahabharata. Then many poems were written in manuscripts. Then medicines. What type of medicines were used by the earliest people? Then lives of the king. So we get more information about the battles fought by the king, the life of the king. So many information we can gather from manuscripts. Thus we know about our past. Then children, can you tell me what language? In what language the manuscripts were written? See, today we all are writing either in Malayalam, English, Hindi or Arabic. We are using different languages. But hundreds of years ago, people used languages like Sanskrit. Then another language, Prakrit, then Tamil. See, the manuscripts were written either in Sanskrit language or Prakrit or Tamil. See, we studied that Sanskrit is one of the oldest language, and it is used by learned people. Common people did not allow to study Sanskrit language. Common people were not allowed to study. These were only studied by scholarly people, learned people. Then Prakrit. It is another language in which manuscripts were written. Prakrit. This Prakrit language was the language of the common people. Common people wrote manuscripts in the language of Prakrit. Then Tamil also used by common people to write their manuscripts. So hope that you all got an idea about manuscripts. Okay, so manuscripts are the handwritten records of the past, and they are written on palm leaves or on the bark of birch trees. What is the meaning of bark? Bark means the outer covering of the tree, the skin. The outer covering of the tree is called bark. Okay, so next we can study about inscription. Next, let us see what are inscriptions. Children, have you heard this word earlier? Inscriptions? No? Okay, let us see what are inscriptions. Inscriptions are writings on hard surface like metal, stone and rocks. I repeat, inscriptions are writings on hard surfaces. Hard inscriptions are written on Writings written on hard surfaces like stone, metals and rocks. So, generally the inscriptions are kept by kings. Kings inscribe their orders on stone, metals and rocks. So what is the result, children? So common people can see them easily. They can read, they can understand and they can obey the orders of the king. So once more, inscriptions are writings on hard surfaces like stone, metal and rocks. Generally, kings are keeping inscriptions. So have you heard about the great emperor Ashoka? Ashoka inscribed many inscriptions. His inscriptions are very famous. Rock pillars of Ashoka, edicts of Ashoka are very famous. These inscriptions are providing some messages to the people. And these messages were can easily read and understandable. So people can follow these messages. Clear? So children, inscriptions are valuable source of information to the historians. They provide loads of information about the past. So next we can move to archaeology. So next let us see what are archaeology. See children, archaeology is the study of past remains. We know that the earliest human beings had used many things or many objects that are buried under the earth. So that objects are called past remains. So archaeology is the study of past remains. Like objects like the oldest buildings, paintings, then sculpture, then pan pots, ornaments, tools, weapons, bonds, bricks, etc. All these things are past remains. By studying these past remains, archaeologist frames different stories about the past. So what is archaeology? Archaeology is the science or the study of past remains such as old buildings, paintings, sculpture, pan, pots, ornaments, tools, weapons, bonds and bricks. And children, the person who studies these past remains are called archaeologist. Archaeologist. Who is an archaeologist? The person who studies about the past remains are called archaeologist. So archaeologist dug the earth to find out all these things. That process is called excavation. What is excavation? Excavation means digging the surface of the earth to find out all these ancient remains. Then the archaeologist collects all these things and he studies and he make history for us. He rebuilt history for us. or he frames stories about the past for us. So children, archaeologists collect many bones, bones of animals, bones of human beings, and sometimes bones of fish. By studying these bones, the archaeologists tell us about the food habits of the earliest people. And by studying the teeth, he tells us the age of human beings. And by studying these bones, he tells us whether the person is a man or woman. So children, archaeologists are like detectives. Historians and archaeologists are like detectives because they are finding out all the past remains and they rebuild history for us. So their work is very important to tell us about the past events. So I hope that you got idea about archaeology and archaeologist. So once more, archaeology is the study of past remains. And the person who studies the past remains are called archaeologist. And by studying these past remains, archaeologists rebuilt stories about the past for us. Children, hope that you all got idea about today's module. And I request you all to read our textbook twice and understand more information. So, thank you children.